So my name is Jonathan Zook, and I'm the chair of the review team looking at consumer choice, competition, and trust. And here in Washington, D.C., we've just had our third face-to-face meeting where we've gone over a number of the issues that we're facing and trying to boil down our tasks from what has been largely a brainstorming exercise and a resource gathering exercise and get them down to the brass tacks of actual research efforts, make assignments to the teams, and delve into the specific questions we're going to try to answer for the review. So one of the benefits of having this session here in Washington is we got a couple of celebrity visits. One from Secretary Strickling and one from Steve Crocker that were able to kind of share their views from the time when the AOC was first signed that led to the creation of these reviews. So we got to see their insights in terms of what they were looking for from the review and some of the things we might consider. The review team is divided into three sub-teams, one for the application evaluation process, one for competition and choice, and one for safeguards and trust.
I'm Lorene Capon. I'm actually leading our sub-team that focuses on consumer trust issues. So for our face-to-face meeting, we have identified a lot of different resources that are out there in terms of data, in terms of articles, in terms of sources for us to really grapple with the issues of the big question of what the impact of the new generic top-level domains have had on consumer trust. So for example, one area is how the many safeguards that have emerged from the Governmental Advisory Committee, from the application guidebook, and from many different sources in the process, how safeguards have had an impact on the new gTLD expansion and how they particularly have impacted on consumer trust.
We've commissioned two surveys of consumers, one a year ago and one now, and so we saw in this meeting the results from Nielsen of the second end user survey, looking at how their feelings are in terms of their awareness of the new gTLDs and their willingness to use them and their trust of the new gTLDs. And those led to some interesting reactions. But overall, what we found is a very high level of trust in the domain name industry itself, which I think will be a relief to many of the people inside the ICANN community.
I'm Jordan Buchanan, and I chair the CCT-RT's sub-team on competition and consumer choice. While we've been here in Washington, we've really been focused on taking the huge pool of data that we have, as well as the pool of data we don't have that we'd like to, and translating it into real projects that we can execute on in order to provide real data analysis to inform the process. We've identified a number of questions starting at our first LA meeting and moving through our face-to-face in Marrakesh. Questions like, have the introduction of new gTLDs enabled additional price competition or competition on non-price, or have the benefits of consumer choice outweighed the costs of potential risks like confusion as a result of introducing the program. And so now we're saying, here's the data that we have, and here are the projects that we can perform using some of our trained economists to tell us about things like market concentration, as well as some more straightforward analysis, such as just looking at some of the costs that have been identified.
As always, we welcome the community's input. Talk to your representatives to the review team, whether you're part of a stakeholder organization, an advisory committee, or just an interested participant. Please let us know. You can follow along on our wiki. But a big milestone that will be coming up toward the end of the year are some preliminary findings. We hope that you'll take a look at them and comment on them and make sure that we're on the right track as far as your interests are concerned.